UFC Fight Night, Whittaker versus the Ritter in Abu Dhabi takes place tomorrow, and I'm gonna be giving you my picks for this card. The last 2 weeks, we have been high in the green. We've gotten underdogs like Derek Lewis, Patricio Pitbull, Nikolai Veretennikov, Tuko Tokos. We've been hitting a lot, and this is a big card for underdogs. We'll start with the prelim opener of Martin Buday versus Marcus Buchecha. Marcus Buchecha is a very high level grappler. He's like a 13-time BJJ fucking savant. This guy is gonna go out there and he has good takedowns and stuff. He's somewhat competent on the feet. And Martin Buday is a blob, dude. He sucks. This guy, it's a disgrace that this dude is ranked. I think Buchecha is gonna go take him down and sub him in one. And I'm not even saying Buchecha is that top level because his stand-up does leave some to be desired and stuff. But I think that Buday is like the perfect debut opponent for him because it gets him into the rankings. And the dude's a blob. He doesn't have anything to offer him. He's not competent on the ground. So I think Buchecha is gonna, duck under some sloppy overhand, take him down and take his back, choke him out. And I think he's gonna get it done in one. I'm picking Marcus Buchecha. I believe he is the favorite in this fight, but I'm gonna be picking him, and I'm actually gonna like be locking Marcus Buchecha as one of my like main picks of the card. I think Buchecha gets it done. I think Budai is one of the lowest level ranked fighters in the entire UFC. Moving on, featherweight bout. Steve Nugent versus Muhammad Yahya. Muhammad Yahya is terrible. He is probably one of the worst fighters in the entire UFC. He's only kept on the roster because he's like one of the few fighters from the actual Saudi Arabia, UAE area. Because they always have to claim their Russians and guys like that because they don't have actual guys. Muhammad Yahya is like their guy, and he sucks. He's not good. Nugent, I believe, is like a minus 300, minus 400 favorite here. I'm gonna be just riding with the favorite here. He lost in his debut to Jarno Aarons. I'm not holding that against him. Jarno Aarons is all right. He had some moments in that fight, didn't look too bad. I think he's gonna take care of business in this one pretty clearly. I'm gonna be picking him with a lot of confidence here. Not much to say about this one. Yaya is a can. He deserves to get cut, but he probably won't because, the ties. Moving on. Ebo Aslan versus Billy Elikana. This is my big underdog pick for the card. This little Turkish bum, right? This guy's a bum. Got taken down, choked out by Ion Kutalaba. Look at this guy's record, dude. Like he's beat Rafael Sequeira, not that good, and then he almost lost to the Pleasure Man. He was like down like 20-18 to Anton Turkalj, who he also has lost to, by the way. Like that was like his big performance where he was like, oh my god, bro, look what he did to Anton Turkalj, dude. He lost to that guy on the regional scene. He lost to the fucking Pleasure Man, who, by the way, is 0-4 in the UFC. Billy Elenkana, on short notice, took a fight with Bogdan Guskov, and in the first round dominated him, took his back, and just absolutely ragdolled Guskov. Before in the second round, he took that fight on short notice. He did not look at his best at all. So it wasn't a TKO. He was about to get TKO'd, and then Guskov put him in like this like baby guillotine choke. Like he just had nothing left in the tank, and I don't think that's a knock on his gas tank. It's the fact that he was showing up on like a week's notice. I think Elikana is like not. I'm not saying he's like top level, but I don't think Ebo Aslan's top level. This guy sucks. He got taken down and what was it? I think it was like a triangle choke. He got triangled out by fucking Ion Cutelaba. This little Turkish bum is going to get absolutely creamed by Billy Elikana. I'm picking Elikana by second round submission. We're going to see a lot more of a gas tank because he had a legitimate UFC training camp. He's ready. He's had his UFC debut. I think that it's not like his back's against the wall, but he just had a loss. Ivo Aslan had all this hype. I'm not even gonna lie. I picked him to beat Ion Kutalab, and I fucking hate Ibo Aslan. He's one of my least favorite fighters in the UFC. Fuck this little Turkish bum. I swear he's going to lose to Billy Elikhan. I'm not gonna say go put like your entire fucking paycheck on this, but there's such good value here because Ibo Aslan has struggled with the grappling, has struggled with anybody who's high level. He's lost to Anton Turkalj. His wins are Anton Turkalj and Rafael Sequeira. His other notable win, I believe he beat Robert Valentin, the tough alum who got dominated by Torres Finney, Ryan Loder, and Atiba Gatier literally last weekend. So those are your wins, bro. They don't stack up well. A guy who's 0-3 in the UFC, 0-4 in the UFC, and Rafael Sequeira. I'm picking Billy Alencana. He's like a plus 300 favorite. rock with this one. This is like my big underdog pick of the card. This little Turkish freak is going to get coked out cold. He's gonna tap like a bitch in Turkey with all the fucking Saudi Arabians watching. He is going to get absolutely exposed. Moving on, Tabitha Ricci versus Amanda Ribas. Women's fight, right? So I believe it's gonna be close. Last fight, Rebus got choked out by Dern, and then in Ricci's last fight, I believe she fought Yan Zhao Nan, which I thought was a crazy jump up in the rankings. If I'm correct, that might have been on. Was that on the Yan Figgy card? Oh my God, it was. Okay, I'm gonna tell you all a story about this. Tabitha Ricci and Yan Zhao Nan fought, right? That fight, because in my time, it was 4 a.m. I stayed up till 4 a.m. to watch that. I think it was like UFC Shanghai or some shit. Bro, when I'm telling you, that shit put me to sleep, and I missed Yan versus Biggie, bro. I had to wake up and like watch all that shit back on Fight Pass. I literally fell asleep watching Ricci and Yan Jiao fight. It was a stupid step up in the rankings. A girl who was just fighting for the belt versus Zhang Wei Li. Yan Jianan is high level. She is like a title contender type of girl. She is one of like the four best fighters in the division. And Ricci, her popularity doesn't really come from her fighting style. You know, she has a lot of fans who are like who like her for her looks and stuff, but her fighting style is not. It's just not all there. I'm gonna pick Amanda Rebus here. Rebus's last performance versus Dern was not great, but I believe she took like the second round off of her too. So like she wasn't fully washed. She also has a win over Dern. She has a win over a lot of like high level girls. I think that she is gonna get it done by decision. Probably like 29-28. I'm not gonna go out here and say Amanda Ribas is gonna do anything dominant. But yeah, dude, I can't side with the woman who was like her getting pitter pat dominated. Literally put me to sleep, and I missed my boy Peter Yan and Figgy, bro. That shit fucking sucked. But yeah, bro. She put me to sleep, man. She straight up put me to sleep, and I think Ribas might put her to sleep. Who knows? But I'm gonna be picking her by decision. I do have a lot of confidence in that one as well. Moving on, Davy Grant versus Damon Blackshear. Here's the thing about Davy Grant, right? He could be 5-0 in his last couple fights because he lost to Yanez and I think it was like Marcos, but both of those like he probably shouldn't have lost, or maybe it was like Miles Johns. It was one of those like little stock guys. I think it was Daniel Marcos. Daniel Marcos and Adrian Yanez, neither of them are bad. Like they're both really good fighters, and he arguably beat both of them. On top of that, he has three other wins in his last five. He's coming off of a win on that. Oh fuck, he was on that England card, I believe, the one where Molly McCann retired and Leon got ragdolled by Sean Brady. There's good value here. Like Damon Blackshear is not that good. He's kind of like a win one. He's kind of like a he's like a kind of an NPC type of fighter. Like he's a stepping stool, a guy that you gotta fight to kind of like get to the top. Like you build your name off of Damon Blackshear. He's a recognizable name. I think he's like valid, and I think that there is good value in picking Davy Grant here. But am I gonna be the guy to pick a guy who's going on like 40 years old, has had like surgeries, is kind of in and out in the octagon? His will's probably a little bit broken because he's fucking taken a couple of losses that he did not deserve. He should have won a couple fights. His career's in limbo. Blackshear's still young. He's like 32. There's hope for him on the come up. I think that Blackshear, his boxing is Davy Grant. He's like a kind of technical, but the power advantage is on the side of Blackshear. I believe Blackshear's probably the better wrestler as well, and I'm gonna probably pick him to get it done by decision. But there is value in Davy Grant because he is like a plus 300 dog, and he honestly probably should be 5-0 in his last five. The UFC's done him a little bit dirty with some of these decisions. I'm not going to really put my money where my mouth is on this one, though. I will not be betting on this fight. I am not super confident in Davy Grant or Damon Blackshear. I will say that if you are somebody who chases like big lines, because that's not me. I like to just put like one unit on all my picks, so I constantly profit because it's very rare that I go negative. I am somebody who usually goes for like the safe bets, but if you're somebody who chases the line, this is a good line. Like plus 300 is solid, but I'm going to advise probably don't bet on this one, but I will be picking Damon Blackshear. Moving on. Carlos Leal versus Muslim Salikov. Muslim Salikov is coming off that sick wheel kick KO on that Shanghai card. Was it Shanghai? I know it was like I think it was in Japan, China, Korea, somewhere. I know it was over there because it was Jan Figgy, Yan Nan, Tabitha Ricci, Co-Main. I remember it. But yeah, it was a sick knockout, right? But it was like against a lower level fighter. I don't quite remember who it was that he knocked out. It was one of like the Asian NPCs, one of just like the random Asian guys. Salikov's good. Like he kind of like he's an unk, he's a vet, he's been around for a while. He has a bunch of solid wins, plenty of losses to go along with it in the UFC. Obviously, he's like 21-5, so like not anything crazy. But Liao's really good, dude. Like really good. And unless this guy like started finally getting like USADA knocking at his door, and he just fucking deflates, and we see this guy, which I don't think will be the case. I just saw a picture of him on Instagram. He's fucking shredded to the gills again. So this guy's definitely been on juice. Like he was on juice when he debuted against Renat Fakhretdinov. I believe that we all agree by that. Uh, Acne all across his chest, swole as shit. He is like 37. Like he's like not young. If I remember correctly, I think he's kind of old. He definitely beat Renat. It's like the him versus Renat is probably like the worst robbery in like the last 2 years. It's worse than Gon Volkov. It's bad. And then the 30-27 card for Renat was like fucking mind-boggling. He dominated Renat, and then he also just beat, I believe it was Alex Morono, who is a good, solid win. And I feel like he's one win away from the rankings. I think he's really good, dude. I think that Liao's gonna put out Salikov. Salikov's like 41. He's over the hill. He's a fun fighter. I feel like we should book him versus Wonder Boy after this. That's a matchup I already tried to make. When Wonder Boy lost, he shouldn't have lost. But I'm picking Carlos Liao here, and I'm picking him by knockout. I think that Salikov has the potential to do something flashy, but that's about all he has. Like he's not really that technically sound. Like he's not this super good boxer. He's the kung fu, the king of kung fu. That's his name. But like he has all like the cool kicks, plenty of interesting stuff there, but there's a lot to look at, but not a lot to worry about in like, especially in a decision. I feel like he could get outpointed pretty easily, and Liao has a lot of power, a lot of power. That dude is a fucking specimen. I think Renat's probably the best unranked welterweight. Like he's right up there at least with Battle, Ruzaboyev, Randy Brown, like those guys of the division. So I'm gonna say that like that's a crazy good win. And I think that Leal is going to like prove that he is high level and beat another guy because Alex Morono, very recognizable name, very credible win to have on your resume, as well as Muslim Salikov. He puts those two together. He has every right to call for a ranked opponent, especially after how he definitely beat Renat and got robbed. I'm going to be picking him by round two knockout. Moving on, Bryce Mitchell versus Said Nurmagomedov. This is kind of a tough one, right? Said has a nasty guillotine, and Bryce, like, he leaves that neck open because he gets in on those takedowns. He's big on the single leg. He leaves that neck there, and I fucking hate it. I'm a big Bryce Mitchell fan. I am. I'm a big Bryce Mitchell fan. I think he's a great dude. And listen here, brother. I'm picking Bryce Mitchell by unanimous decision, 30-27. I think he's gonna go out there, right? I think he's gonna be a lot stronger. I think in the clinch, he's gonna just really outmuscle this little inbred. I think he's going to have a big frame advantage. He's 5'10". He's coming down from featherweight. He was always an undersized featherweight. And I think he's going to really fucking push the pace. I think he's going to get to some favorable decisions, take the back. Neither of them are that high level striking. Saeed had some good moments, right? He had some good moments versus Vinicius Oliveira. He likes getting punched in the face. Vinicius Oliveira does not have any defense. I think that Bryce Mitchell is going to push him around like a Mack truck, and I think that he is going to win by unanimous decision. But realistically, right, he's coming off of a loss to Gene Silva. Um, Before that, he took care of Kron Gracie, who is he's competent on the ground. He sucks. He is bad. Kron Gracie's bad. Um, I actually lost a lot of money on that fight because I picked Bryce Mitchell by um, decision or sub, and he got that slam KO. It's like fuck, dude. But I was happy because I love my boy Bryce. But I'm picking him, dude. I think that he's got this one. I think that he could maybe go on a run at bantamweight because he has that frame. I see some favorable matchups for him. There is no Gene Silva where he's this fucking freak. Like Gene Silva is a monster. Let's be fair here. Like the only thing there was storyline for Bryce Mitchell. Gene Silva is a nasty striker. He proved to be very competent in the grappling. And here's the thing: Said Nurmagomedov got out grappled by Vinicius Oliveira. Vinicius Oliveira is not like this highly touted grappler. Bryce Mitchell is. He has this great submission game. I could see Bryce Mitchell out wrestling, maybe not out wrestling, but in the jujitsu, and he's going to be stronger, so he's going to win the clinch exchanges. And I think he will get into takedowns. I think he could take the back in moments. I could see a sub here for Bryce. He is so so talented on the ground. And dude, he's fucking cut out of metal for this fight. Like, you know, I cut down to 135 pounds to prove that they weren't starving him. It's not that like, bro, he's gonna get on the mic after beating Saeed. He's gonna say, "Listen here, guys. Me and you, Abu Dhabi, we don't believe in the same Lord, right? But we do agree on one thing. Agree to Jew." Dude, he's gonna say some shit that's gonna have DC fucking two hand pulling the mic out of his hands, dude. It's gonna be bad. He's gonna he's gonna get a little bit based. He's either gonna get him on his side by saying some stuff against the people that the Muslims are not a huge fan of right now, or say something that they will not like, and just talk about Jesus, which is based. Bryce Mitchell is a based dude. He's a great dude. That's why I'm a Bryce Mitchell fan. He wears his fucking beliefs on his shoulder, and I think that that's really respectable. I think he's gonna go out there in enemy territory. He already got fucking jumped naked in the locker room. It was cold in there, guys. It was cold. He was just chilly. All right. He was outmanned, outsized. But no, I think Bryce Mitchell is gonna outsize Said Nurmagomedov here. Um, and I think that he's gonna get it done, dude. I think he's gonna push him around. I could see a submission here, but I think also Said, like he looked better in that Vinicius Oliveira fight, but like versus what was it versus Jonathan Martinez, he had a lot of bad exchanges in the striking, got totally fraud checked there, and he's also had some moments where he like kind of gasses out in fights. He's like a lot of the Nurmagomedovs aside from like not Islam, but like Khabib and like those guys, like they have like a lot of gas tank questions, like a boost, like really crazy in the first round, but bad at like later on. Said slows down in fights, and I think Bryce Mitchell is going to be like really in peak condition. Like he's where he's supposed to be now. The fact that this guy's been fighting at featherweight because he's always been an undersized featherweight, it's crazy. And I think that like he really has a home here at bantamweight. Saeed is one of the best unranked bantamweights. If he wins this fight, he's fighting for a ranked spot in his next fight. If he beats Saeed, not to spoiler any matches, but do him versus Kyler Phillips, do him versus Rob Font. There's some real matchups there for Bryce. Moving on. Nikita Krylov versus Bogdan Guskov. Bogdan Guskov has become like quite a favorite. Like I believe he's like the big underdog that a lot of people have been picking. A lot of the people that I watch have been really big on him as an underdog this week, and I don't see it, dude. He's coming off of this gross performance where when you get fraud checked in a win, that's bad, dude. He looked disgraceful versus Billy Elicana on short notice. Got his back taken in the first round, got dominated. Like he was bad. Like Nikita Krylov, people were talking about this guy like, he's the fucking man. Like, people talk about a marauder. He's a marauder. And, like, now he gets KO'd by Dominic Reyes, who is a fucking legit ass fighter. Like, Dominic Reyes is back. Nikita Krylov does not just suck. My boy Dominic Reyes put him to sleep, right? But he did have a couple moments in that fight where, like, oh, hold on now. I'm worried as a Dominic Reyes fan here. Like, he is very technical on the feet. And, dude, he is tough, dude. He is this fucking Hiller, and I think Bogdan Guskov is like the level of comp that he beats. Like, I don't think that he's like the top five quality, even maybe top. He's probably exactly where he's supposed to be. He is like that top 10 gatekeeper. I think that he's going to beat Guskov. I do. I think that he's going to knock out Guskov. I think Guskov sucks. He does not have good defense. I feel like Krylov has the ability to wrestle if he needs to. Like, we've seen him have struggles in the wrestling, I guess, versus Magomed Ankalaev before, but like he gave him a tough fight. And then he's always just been solid. He's a solid scrambler, really technical, and he is a fucking bad man. Nikita Krylov is a sick fighter. And he still has power. He's fucking sweet, dude. Think that he's gonna put Bogdan Guskov out. I really do. I think that Bogdan Guskov got fraud checked by Billy Elicana on short notice in his UFC debut. I don't see it for Bogdan Guskov, dude. I don't. I think that Bogdan Guskov is going to go out bad here. I think that he is going to get finished. I do, and I'm picking Krylov by knockout in the first round. Actually, I'm picking Krylov. I believe he's like a minus 150 favorite or something. This one is but it's closer to a pick 'em, right? But I'm picking Krylov, dude. I've seen a lot of people get behind Guskov and just like, oh well, we saw Nikita Krylov. He fucking sucks now. Like, no, bro. Dominic Reyes is just really legit. Nikita Krylov's good. He gave Magomed Ankalaev problems. He's beat some really high level fighters, and I think that he's gonna fucking go out there and knock out Guskov. I really do. Moving on, Osuo Mabayev versus Jose Ochoa. All right, dude. Osuo Mabayev. I I've said some things about Osuo Mabayev, right? I said I picked him to beat Manel Cap. Not my fault. Manel Fat Cap came in there with fucking titties. My bad. Hospital on my bias. But bro, I think Ochoa, like, he's good. Ochoa's really good. Like that loss to Loner Kavanaugh was really close. Short notice, he looked good. I believe he bounced back versus was it Durden? Did Ochoa bounce back versus Durden? I believe that was the fighter that he had just beaten. But he beat him in like 2 minutes. He looked so good. I think this is a little bit of a high level for him. I think like Ochoa's like 24, 20, 25, something like that. Bro, this is a big jump up. I hate when a guy who's a prospect gets a top 10 jump up. By the way, bro, give me a quick second here to go a little bit off of the predictions. Probably put a timestamp so you could just fucking skip this part if you don't want to hear it. But fuck Ramazan Temirov, bro. That's who Oswald Mabayev was supposed to be fighting. So I'm a big Charles Johnson fan, right? Charles Johnson, 4-0 in 2024, looking to start this year really well. This fucking piece of shit, this steroid cheat little fuck, who didn't even deserve the fight. Charles Johnson should have been fighting like an Alex Perez. He should have been fighting like a Bruno Silva. He should have been fighting Cody Durden at the time, who was ranked him, Elliott, anybody. No, they give him Ramazan Temirov, this dangerous guy, when he's on a 4-fight win streak and ranked. So Ramazan comes in there, has a lot of power, obviously, and stuff, wobbles Charles Johnson early. Charles Johnson, he himself would even admit it was not his best performance. He overlooked the guy a little bit. And Charles Johnson's the fucking man, dude. One, Charles Johnson would have finished Ramazan Temirov if that was a 5-round fight. Charles Johnson's cardio is insane. He took the third round off Temirov. Temirov's little bum ass just popped for fucking steroids. So fuck him, overturn that, and give Charles Johnson a real matchup. Because the UFC has been fucking that dude. Oh, we're gonna give you Josh Van, who you knock out. Now we're giving you Ramazan Temirov, Loner Kavanaugh, Azat Muksum. He's fought some fucking monsters, dude. Let the fucking guy fight up the rank. He fought Muksum, right? I think. Bro, let the fucking guy fight up the rankings. Stop making him fight these up and coming killers. And shout out to Ochoa for stepping up, but if Temirov wasn't such a little bitch taking fucking roids, then Ochoa wouldn't have to get fucking his second UFC loss this early in his career. I hate when they rush guys to the top 10, just like they just did with Taliesin Teixeira. Cool, bro. You had a great win versus Durden. Put together 3 or 4 unranked wins. You're young. You're young. Get on another like a new contract. He's gonna be on the same contract as he debuted on, fighting a top 10 fight. So now if he's a top 10 fighter, he's still making pennies. Wait until you get that new contract. Like what's Sean O'Malley, what Chael Sonnen say? You want to fight the worst guy at the highest spot on the card for the most amount of money. You don't want to fight the fucking highest ranked guy for the least amount of money on a weird spot on a card on short notice. I think it's bad career management. I think Jose Ochoa is good, but I think Oswald Mabayev, we've seen him versus Jose Johnson. We've seen him versus Mateus Nicolau. Shout out to him. I'm a fucking Nicolau hater, one of my least favorite fighters in the UFC. I was so glad when he fucking got that pussy cut from the promotion. Um, dude, I really like Oswald Mabayev, and I'm really high on the dude. And I picked him to beat Manel Cap, and I think that he would have had some potential in there, but he gets poked in the eye, and Manel Cap comes in there with fucking double D's, bro. And I think that I'm not holding that against Oscar Mbayev. He was on a tear before that fight, dude. He was on an absolute tear. Not to mention he was training for Steve Urseg, right? So that should have been the fight, and I think he would have stood a lot better of a chance against Urseg. And I don't think Ochoa has been in there with like a high level pressure wrestler yet, and I think that that's going to kind of gas him out. His striking, which is really dangerous, is not going to be as quick after like a couple rounds. His arms are going to fill up with that lactic acid. His speed's going to decline a little bit, and these are just like those rebuilding losses that you're supposed to take after you're the man and you're on this 4-fight win streak, but then you run into a wall because top 10 is no joke. And now he's hitting top 10 in his, what, third UFC fight. I really don't agree with the management decision from his team to say, yeah, dude, take the fucking fight. I'm taking Asu Almabayev. I'm taking him by unanimous decision. I think he's going to ragdoll him. I could see it. I could see a finish here. He's really dangerous on the ground, but Ochoa is good. He has some. He's very game. Super good striker. He can scramble. I don't think that he's going to just get fucking tossed around by Osio Mabayev, but I do think that Almabayev, like he's fought like the Jose Johnson, so he's not going to mind like the bigger frame of Jose Ochoa. I I I just think that he's going to be able to get in there, out clinch him, out like just strength him in general, and I think that he's going to cause some problems for Ochoa. I think that Ochoa, it's just too much of a jump up too soon, dude. Um, and I like Ochoa. If he wins, great for him because we need more entertaining, fun fighters. Ochoa is super sick, dude. But I just don't see it. I don't see him like I think obviously like Loner Kavanaugh super high level. He took him to a close decision. Loner Kavanaugh is another guy who I think is gonna probably get humbled here pretty coming up soon with my boy Charles Johnson. I think that these young guys don't need to run into like these fucking brick walls this early in their career. Like people will shit on the Khabibs for having 15 cans on his resume straight, or even like the guys in the UFC who fucking fought cans on their way to the title. I damn near like that's good like management, dude. You want to get your guy a fuck ton of wins, fuck ton of easy bonuses, so he could keep investing into his like camps and stuff. You don't want the guy who's 1-1 in the UFC to come in 1-1, 2-1. I don't remember. He might have one other win other than Durden. And you don't want him to come in and now he's fighting Oswald Mbabayev, number 9 in the world, like giving all these high level fighters problems. I don't like it. I don't think that this is a good idea for Ochoa, and I'm picking Oswald Mbabayev by unanimous decision or submission, but I'm leaning towards it going the distance. Moving on, Shara Magomedov versus Marc-Andre Barriault. Magomedov obviously got fraud checked in his last fight versus MVP. I picked MVP in that fight. It was a very easy pick. MVP is this super otherworldly striker. Magomedov's just this flashy guy who's fought a ton of cans. That was an easy one to pick. Marc-Andre Barriault obviously coming off a win over Bruno Silva with that nice elbow, kind of fucking caved in Bruno Silva's skull. But let's not forget, before that, Marc-Andre Barriault was like fucking 1-4 in his last five. Like, he's not good. This guy's a can. And I'm not going to talk about this one for long. Shar Magomedov is going to go out there and he's going to TKO this guy, and it's not going to be fucking impressive because everybody knows Marc-Andre Barriault is a can. You know, that Bruno Silva one was like solid, you know, Bruno Silva, but like he's so over the hill. Bruno Silva himself is on like a 5 fight win streak, losing streak. Shar Magomedov has wins over some decent fighters. No one great, like Armin Petrosian. We don't even need to get into the fucking weeds with it. Like he's he's fought decent level comp. I think he fought like Mackenzie Dern's boyfriend, I believe. Not like he's gonna win, but it's not because he's super high level. Like the fact that this guy was in the rankings ever was like shameful because like, oh, you got in the rankings because you fucking double spinning back fist. Armin Petrosian, bro. Oh, you're the fucking man. No. He's good, but he's gonna put out Marc-Andre Barriault, who has a shit chin, who's not a good fighter, who is a win one lose one type of fighter, who got a nice win in his last one. He'll be riding a high, but Shar Magomedov is gonna go out there and fucking starch him. He's a way different like. Whereas MVP's like here and he's here in the striking, Marc-Andre Barriault's like here. And Marc-Andre Barriault, it's not like he has all that in the grappling either. He's the definition like the really like low level middleweights. Like when people talk about middleweight being a very low skill division, point to Marc-Andre Barriault. I'm picking Shara Magomedov by TKO, round two. Moving on. My second lock of the card, Peter Yan versus Marcus McGee. Bro, I'm running with Peter Yan here. What the fuck? Peter Yan is the most technical striker maybe ever, at least the most technical boxer. He's a fucking menace. He just picked apart Davidson Figueiredo for 5 rounds in his last fight. Before that, bounced back against Song Yadong. He's put together a nice streak saying, oh, bro, look, I'm back. Don't worry about me. I had my losses. I'm back. Not to mention, before that, he got robbed against Sean O'Malley, right? Marcus McGee is like, he's good, but he's my fault. That should cut out real quick, but I'm not fucking editing this video because I've already pushed it way too close to getting this thing out. But I'm back. Marcus McGee, the win that he has to hang his hat on is Jonathan Martinez, bro. And Jonathan Martinez got schooled by like 37-year-old Jose Aldo. I believe he also lost his last fight to, was it Daniel Marcos, maybe something like that. Bro, that is not the window. He also will be like JP something and Gaston Bolaños. Like he's 4-0 in the UFC, but like, come on, dude. Like 35-year-old prospect. What the fuck are we doing? Like we know about the rule. 35-year-olds do not have success. Like 35 and above do not have success in these small weight classes. And Peter Yan is just another level, dude. Peter Yan is going to go out there, and I think he fucking finishes him in like a fucking round and a half. I think that he's going to kill Marcus McGee. I think that he is such another level. He is the best striker we've ever seen at 135 pounds. Say what you want about Sean O'Malley. He is not Piotr Jan in the boxing. Sean O'Malley is not a very technical boxer. He's a very good, like he puts it all together very well. Peter Yan has probably the best boxing in maybe the UFC and at least the history of the bantamweight division. I think he's going to go out there. I think he's going to dominate Marcus McGee. Like it's going to be embarrassing. Like he's pretty much defending his ranking spot right here. Like how Marab defends his title, he's defending his ranking spot. When you lose to Marab as bad as you did, it's going to hurt your public perception and stuff because like that's the only loss that he's ever had that was like dominant. He lost to fucking Sean O'Malley, right? That was a robbery. Super close fight with Aljamain Sterling in the rematch. Like I think I gave it to Sterling, but it was a close fight. Lost the belt off a fucking illegal knee. And then before that, he lost to like Askar Askarov, was it Askar Askarov or Magomed Magomedov. It's one of like the um, like NPC Dagestani names. I always confuse. He lost to one of them. But like he's never lost to a Marcus McGee. He's never lost to somebody like that. And the only person he's ever lost to dominantly is Marab. And actually early in his career, I believe, but he is 1-1 with the Magomedov dude. I believe that it was Magomedov. But the only people who've ever given him problems, seriously, is in the wrestling. Aljo in the rematch gave him problems in the wrestling. Marab gave him huge problems in the wrestling, but that it comes with a gas tank that is not matchable. Magomedov gave him problems in the gas tank. I'd pick Marab to do it just the same or even better if and when they rematch. Because if he wins this, he's probably next in line for a title shot, and Marab's going to beat Sandhagen. Um, I don't think Marcus McGee has anything for him. He's 35, real old, already like he's way past the point where I'm like caring about this dude as a prospect. Like he's not gonna ever fight for a belt, right? If he beats Peter Yan, he doesn't even really have a case because like I'd rather see the winner of Umar versus Batista fight for the belt, or I'd rather see fucking Song Yadong, damn near. Like I like if Marcus McGee goes out there and lands some fucking fluke overhand, he does not have a claim to a title. It's like that we already did this with Sean O'Malley, bro. We can't keep just being like, oh, you fluked a win over Peter Yan. Let's fucking get you a title shot, bro. I guarantee Peter Yan goes out there and schools him. Like I am not anticipating this fight to be close. I think that Marcus McGee is going to get busted the fuck up, and I think he's going to either get dropped bad and finished or like 30-26. I think that this is a wicked mismatch. I was so confused when this fight was made because even before then, there were these guys who deserved the jump up. There was like the Song Yadong, or like, well, Song Yadong's already fought him, but like, I mean, right now there's Song Yadong. Right now there's Mario Batista. Like, there's these guys, but even right like back then, that's before like when this fight got booked. That's before. What you could have given like Vinicius Oliveira is a better prospect than this guy. You could have given fuck. You could have given Mario Batista the jump up instead of making him fight Patchy Mix. You could have done anything to somebody who at least has a relevant win. But now it's like, oh, dude, Marcus McGee, you're 4-0 and you beat Jonathan Martinez. Go get Peter Yan, buddy. And it's not going to go well. Like I said, 30-26 or round two knockout. I think he's going to batter Marcus McGee. And this is, like I said, this is my second lock of the card. I am so confident in Peter Yan. Moving on. Less confident, but I do feel pretty good about this one. Reiner de Ritter versus Robert Whittaker. Reiner de Ritter's good, man. He really is. And I get like he has a storyline, like him and Drick is like the goofball matchup, like fun, but like it's it stops here, right? Like it probably does. Like Bo Nickel, you beat Bo Nickel. Good job. I picked him to beat Bowman Nickel because I fucking thought Reiner de Ritter would be able to like out scramble him and submit him on the ground because I was like, neither of these guys are shit feet. But he got by Bo Nickel, and that's the level that I think he is. I do think that he's good. Like I think that Rainer de Ritter is probably like a top 10 fighter in the division, but like top five? Beating Robert Whittaker, the third greatest middle or what is it now? Oh no, because DDP is there now. So he's the fourth greatest middleweight of all time. No, like I'm not picking Reiner de Ritter to fucking beat him. Like I think Robert, fuck me, Robert Whitaker's gonna go out there. He's gonna be really technical in the striking. I'm gonna see him pushing the pace, getting in the pockets. Reiner de Ritter's big for the weight class. I'm not like I said. I'm a lot less confident in this one than I am on Jan versus McGee. That's why Jan versus McGee is like my big statement for the card. I just don't see it with Whitaker versus the Ritter where I'm like, this is gonna go one way. Like I could see Reiner de Ritter bullying Whitaker in the clinch and just like ragdolling him a little bit, and Whitaker not really having answers. But at the same time, I could see Whitaker, and this is what I'm picking: Whitaker to go out there, dominate with the jab, be really technical, be nice in the clinch, avoid those bad exchanges, be strong, be good in pockets. And I think that in a 5-round fight, I struggle to see a guy who is getting tagged up by GM3 beating Robert Whitaker, right? Because Ryder, what, he's 4-0 in the UFC now because he beat. what is it? He beat Bo Nickel, he beat Kevin Holland, and he beat fucking maybe he's 3-0 because before that he beat GM3, didn't he? He might have had one in between GM3 and Holland, or in between Holland and Nickel, but I'm I'm picking Whittaker. I think that the frame will not like Kevin Holland, former welterweight, and then like you got Nico, who's like a welterweight size guy, but like Robert Whittaker's also a former welterweight, but he's also sat into like middleweight for so long, and he's like strong and he's thick. I don't think that he's gonna get like tossed around by Reiner de Ritter, but he could. He could get submitted early. But like the thing, he's coming off that Hamzat loss. I don't see him getting like I don't see Reiner de Ritter doing what Hamzat did, you know. But at the same time, like Whittaker, he's like on a decline. Like it's safe to say that. Like he's not the same fighter that he was. But he was able to fucking knock out Ikram Molestarov, and Ikram Molestarov's a very high level wrestler, high level grappler. I think that in 5 rounds, Robert Whittaker finds the shot. I think that he's going to knock out Reiner de Ritter within the distance. And if not, I wouldn't be surprised if his striking was enough to get it done on the scorecards. I think we got to be worried about an early submission, but if it goes into deep waters, I think that like we've seen Robert Whittaker in these tested things. Like, he's the man who he was the first man to beat Yoel Romero, and he did it twice. And these are hard wins to like go and gas up now because like they're really outdated and shit. But he went to war with Izzy. He went to fucking the only person who's ever done it. Who does that to Robert Whittaker? Fucking Hamzat, dude. And I don't think that Reiner de Ritter is Hamzat level. Call me crazy. I'm sorry. I don't think he's fucking Hamzat level. And I get like there's been like the storyline, like bro, I think it's like Bedtime MMA has been calling for Reiner de Ritter versus DDP, like, oh, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I'm like, oh yeah, like sure, like Reiner de Ritter's gonna lose soon, and then he fucking beats Bo Nickel, and then he beats like fucking Kevin Holland, and I'm like, I picked Kevin Holland to beat him, bad pick. I picked him to beat Bo Nickel because I finally fucking clued in. But now I'm back to like, okay, Reiner Ritter's not that good, and I like Reiner Ritter. I think he's cool. I like his fucking. He's a goofy ass dude, and like because that's the thing. Whereas like DDP has a goofy fight style, Reiner Ritter is like actually just a goofy ass dude with a goofy fight style. So he's like a full fucking goofy goober. And I just think that Whitaker is gonna just be better in the pocket, and I think that he's gonna be able to keep it in the pocket because that's the thing. Whereas Reiner Ritter has the length and the frame to excel at range, he's a terrible striker. So I think Whitaker's not going to have a lot of trouble getting into the pocket with him. I really worry about Reiner Ritter in the clinch, though. I think that if he can secure the takedowns, I think if he can get him against the cage, bully him a little bit, land work to the body, but that's the thing. I don't see Whitaker going out from a fucking knee of the body like Bo Nickel or like I just don't think that I don't think Bo Nickel's top 15 level. I don't think that Kevin Holland is top 15 level anymore at middleweight. I don't think that obviously GM3 was giving this guy a lot of problems, a lot of problems. And I'm gonna pick Whitaker, dude. The Ikram knockout was good. Then he lost to Hamzat, but before that, schooled Paulo Costa. He's been knocked out by DDP, but like he's not like over the hill like that. And Reiner Ritter's an old ass dude too. The thing is, I think Whitaker wins this, but then like there's no argument for a title picture now. So it's like, all right, who's next? Are we gonna run Paulo Costa? No, we can't do that because he already did it. Are we gonna run Brendan Allen? Are we gonna run fucking whoever the next big thing is? Or are we gonna run Like, what do we do with Robert Whitaker when he beats Reiner de Ritter? Whereas Reiner de Ritter, it's very clear he might get a title shot. Like obviously Amavov versus Barallo is like the number one contender, but then like he is one fight away from a title shot if that happens. Robert Whitaker is like a win that gets you a title shot. So I think that this is obviously a huge matchup. I was super psyched for this one, and I think that it'll be a fun fight. I do, but I just think Whitaker is going to be way more, how you say, imposing. I think he's just going to be able to really. He's going to control the pace. I think he's going to be able to keep it clean on the feet. And I don't know, like a guy like Reiner de Ritter with the frame of him, I could really see him slowing down as the fight goes on. Like that's a lot of length in the arms. His cardio's okay. Like I don't know, man. I like he is dominant. His only two losses, I believe, come to the same guy over in ONE FC. I've only really paid attention to his UFC stuff because he's already made his debut. I don't need to like go and do that deeper research. I believe it was to the same guy in ONE FC. Like he was a two division champ, but like is a two division champ at ONE FC better than being the fourth best middleweight of all time? I don't think so. That's my take. I'm gonna say that Robert Whittaker, his resume is a lot more impressive than Reiner DeRitter's. Crazy, but that's gonna be my pick. I'm gonna go with Robert Whittaker to get it done within the distance. I'll say like round three, maybe round four. He finds it. I could see round one and two just being issues for him, and I just hope he doesn't gas out because then Reiner DeRitter could kind of just coast. But those are gonna be my picks. Thank y'all for watching. We are going to go big on the underdogs again this week. And for the parlays, last week we killed it on parlays. We went 3 of 4. Our low risk, very low risk, medium risk, all hit. And then we just barely missed on the high risk parlay. It was like a plus 900. Going into the main card, it was looking really good. Then Kevin Holland and that D-Rod fight, as well as Daniel Zellhuber, both sold. Maybe you cashed out beforehand. I could have cashed out for like 500. Let it ride. Got greedy. So fuck those dudes for selling. But either way, I feel very confident about our parlays this week. Starting off with the very low risk parlay, or just regular low risk parlay. We're only going to do 3 this week. Buchecha, one of my locks. I think he's going to go out there and toss around Martin Buday, as well as Steve Nugent because I think Muhammad Yahya is really low level, and I think Mugen poses some legitimate threat. That Jarno Aaron's loss, not great, but he's a lot better than Muhammad Yahya. I truly believe that. And then I'm going to be parlaying those with Shara Magomedov. That will get you plus 104 odds. And obviously, that means $100 wins you $104. Pretty good parlay right there. And then for our medium risk parlay, it's going to be a 5 leg parlay. Starting off with Nikita Krylov. I like his potential versus Bogdan Guskov to win this fight. I think that he is a good line as well. He's like minus 180, so he's a lot better line than a lot of these guys who are at like the minus 500 mark. But I'm also going to be throwing that in with Piotr Jan, Steve Mugen, Shar Magomedov, and also Carlos Leal. So that will get you plus 235. $100 wins $235. Pretty good odds right there. For our high risk parlay, I'm going to be taking all the big, I'm going to be taking all of the big favorites parlayed with Billy Elicana. So that is going to be Marcus Buchecha, that's Steve Mugen, that's Carlos Leal, that's Shara Magomedov, that's Piotr Jan, and then we throw them all in there, yeah, with Billy Elicana, who is my underdog pick of the card. Obviously, this is the high risk parlay because he is like a plus 300 dog. But if he's able to get it done, this is going to be plus 895, which will return 800, almost $900. It'll be $895 in return off of an $100 bet. Big payout potential here. Obviously, for the locks of the card, we will be running with Buchecha, Mugen, Shar Magomedov, and Pyotr Yan. I got close on Liao, but I just always have this feeling that like Muslim Salikov, he could land that one crazy shot. And then for our big underdog pick of the card, I'm going to be running with Billy Elikana over Ebo Aslan. Showed so much promise in his debut. Aslan, it has a lot of holes in his game. The Turkish man will fall. Hopefully. Fuck, I really fucking do not like this guy. And I'm not just hate picking him. I also think he has some huge holes in his game and he's super overrated. But yeah, those are going to be my picks for the card. Let me know what you guys think down below. I will be back with a fight recap tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Y'all have a good one and enjoy the fights.